We're starting off the road trip. We're going to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee from Illinois. So what's annoying is that the charger in my garage overheated and didn't charge my car up to 100%. So that's really freaking annoying, but hopefully that doesn't put a damper on things. It says I'll arrive there at 4:20. So I'm wondering if that's taking into consideration the time change, but we'll see. So 4:20 is the time to beat. Technically, we do have our full self-driving suite, so that is good. We are currently on 12.5.1.5. Jeez, okay. And we're on a time crunch because what road trip doesn't start with a time crunch? And my windshield wipers are squeaky, so that's always fun. We're going for a bachelor party for my friend Ryan, and yeah, we're going to see how long this actually takes us. Currently, this is saying that we're going to stop 4 times, I think. Oh, this says only 3 times. It wants me to go to the Lafayette, yes, I know, charging station, and it says I'll be there with 9%. So 2 hours, 25 minutes until there. That's 161 miles, and I'm at 77%. So at the moment, 77, or not 77%, but 68% will get me currently 161 miles at the moment. I'll probably obliterate that in terms of distance. We'll see and keep monitoring if we'll make it there. Gotta be joking me. Traffic. We just started. It's 5:45 a.m. What the heck? We are past that dumpster fire, but now we are at the whims of the maximum speed deemed by full self-driving. So that's also fun too. I think the max previously was 85, but this will determine what it should be based on whatever criteria Tesla has. So that's always fun. Gotta hit that daily triple. This is right after I was hitting that daily triple, and it just redirected me to a different supercharger because it's like, there's no way you can get here. So that Lafayette supercharger is a 250 kilowatt one. I gotta check if this one is too. I was trying to understand where I was going mapping wise, and now I'm locked out of full self-driving for the remainder of this drive. Now what that means is that I just have to park the car and then I can get back into it. But this is so freaking annoying. Like, I was literally just trying to figure out where I was going because it switched where I was originally going. So now I have to like park in the side of the road for a second so that it figures out that I'm no longer driving. So freaking stupid. Okay, so that gave me a strike. So that's awesome. I didn't even do anything wrong. Okay, we're coming up to our first stop. It's currently preconditioning, so that's good. Didn't have to do anything, it just preconditions automatically. It says we should be there for 30 minutes, which is quite a long time. We'll see how long we end up being there for. The auto park into this, right? Let's see if it goes into the right spot here. All right, looks like a 12 stall thing. There's the charge box back there. There's nobody here. There's also a couple of other chargers here. Looks like 4 total charging ports. It's called EV In. Never heard of them. But yeah, let's plug in and start charging. Simply put, you wanna open up, buddy? Thank you. All right, and simple as that, we should be charging. It was preconditioning here, so we'll see what it gets up to. Top left corner here, and we have over 200 kilowatts. And we're at 24%, so we should get a decent amount here for a little while, but then it'll also taper down. Don't know what any of these things are, but I'm gonna go see if I can hop into a bathroom. I think there's a hotel right over there, so I'll likely just go walking over there and take a little wee and then walk back here. But I think, let's see, 25 minutes. Okay, so now the estimated charge time is 25 minutes. We'll see if that's how long we have to be here. Timer starts though. Yeah, this is kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's the Fairfield Inn, which I just went to the bathroom in, and then there's a restaurant over here which is closed. It opens at 10:30. And then there's a BP gas station right there. So I guess there's a place to eat technically, but not at all hours. I guess if you came here on a road trip, like, you can do some farmhousey things with kids. But yeah, not too much over here. Okay, we have been derated quite significantly, so that's not great. Might see if there's another stop, and this is what you have to do with Tesla essentially. You can go by what it's wanting you to do, but you can also sort of just do whatever you want and see if there's like a supercharger on the way to where you're going. Currently there's none, so I think we can technically get to Lafayette, but let's see, close out of that. What does this say here? Yeah, so we can get to Lafayette at 34, so we don't really have to keep charging, we can just go. Let's see, remove all charging stops. See where we're at here. So it'll recalculate, and is it trying to connect to my phone? Yeah, it's like trying to connect to my phone Wi-Fi wise, but let's see what it comes up with this time. And then add charging stops. Okay, Lebanon, Indiana, hour 7, so we'll get there with 20%. So we can get going now then. So that's a quick one. Again, you know, you can do what it tells you to do, or you can adjust based on what you want. So that's the nice thing about this. I think we'll add in no, it was still 4 charges. It's only been 11 minutes, so yeah, I think we can get going. So from the app, it says that I got 26.2 kilowatts from the 11 minutes of charging. So yeah, it says 100 and so odd miles in that time. I don't think that's particularly accurate, because that really just depends on how fast you're going and what your conditions are. So yeah, it says we should drive another hour to the next station, which may not be your cup of tea. Some people may not want to stop every now and then. You may want to do as least amount of stops as possible. Mine isn't really like that. My goal is really to get there as fast as possible, so I can go many stops and just charge the least amount of time. So that was, again, only 11 minutes that I was there, and we'll head to the next one. Stop number 2, that was about an hour and 4-minute drive. This one's right off the highway. There's a Starbucks, so I'll probably stop there, take a wee, and then maybe get something to eat as well. So how long are we supposed to stop here for? 25 minutes. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Last time we stopped for 10. I'm all for, I don't think you can go during that, it's a red light. I'm all for the short stops and getting going as soon as possible. All right. That was not fully closed. We'll see where we go up here, and then we'll head out to It says 25 minutes. We'll probably just go get coffee, take a wee, and then see where we're at and try to start recalculating everything. But we crossed over the, crossed over the time zone. So it says the proper time, 5:17, that it'll take us to get there. We hit over 254 kilowatt hours charge wise. Okay, we stopped off for some Starballs. This one's kind of nice. It's close to a gas station, Starbucks, a couple sandwich places, and yeah, we'll see how we're doing thus far in terms of charging. Okay, I just finished eating. We'll just keep this drink for me. So key thing is that when you get into the top end part of your battery, like anything basically above 60%, the charge speed will go up significantly in terms of like, it'll take a lot longer. So it says right here, and these can be your specific points, what you'll arrive at that specific location with, percentage wise. So right now we're in Lebanon, heading to Louisville. So with 14% buffer, we can definitely make it. So we don't really need to live or die by this 1%, but we can get going right now. So I'm gonna hit continue trip and unplug. That was $16.57. Yeah, right next to me, there's a family that's just leaning back their seats and taking a nap. So really funny. We are about 7 minutes away from our next one. We're crossing the border into Kentucky from Ohio, I believe. There's our lovely Kentucky sign. And just over the Ohio River. So full self-driving in full effect, and yeah, we should be here for 25-ish minutes. We'll see if we actually stay that long. Preconditioning has started, and this will just be right around 2 hours of driving. We covered 145 miles in that. So basically 80% has gotten us, or no, 60% has gotten us 145 miles. So pretty decent efficiency, not too bad. We're at 278 watt hours per mile. So that's quite good for being on the highway at like 85 miles an hour. Stop number 3, we're at Louisville, Kentucky, Town Center Drive. Plug it in. This one's only an 8-stall one. Plug it in, see what we get. There's an Electrify America station right here. Looks like there's an F-150 there. We'll see what we get. It'll probably go up to just north of 250. But let's take a look here at 18%. That was 148, just under 2 hours. And then it says 25 minutes to the next charge here. So we'll see how we do, but yeah. This one's pretty, there's a Meijer here. It's a pretty good center, I think. I think there's a Kohl's back there. Seems like a couple restaurants around here. Steak and Shake up there, McAllister's. But I'm gonna head into the Meijer, take a little wee, and then come back here and see where we're at. So to go to the bathroom and walk to Meijer, we've now been here for 16 minutes. It says 8 minutes to go, and it looks like currently we have to go to London, Kentucky, which currently we will arrive with 0%. I think it's probably fine to just wait the 8 minutes. Currently not charging super fast. There are other cars here. This one only has four stalls. There is an Electrify America. Don't have an adapter, and my car is not compatible with that. You actually have to pay additionally for that, so which is stupid, because apparently everybody's switching to NACS now, or North American Charging Standard, or quote unquote the Tesla charger. but we'll wait here a bit. I'll stretch out a little bit. It is quite hot out. You can see temperature up here says 91. Here still says 5:10 that will arrive. Hopefully we can get that under into the 5 p.m. mark. But yeah, still going along, chugging along very well. That was a pretty long stint. We should get there with 13%. It's continued to say that I would get there with like a certain percent, and then it like increases significantly when I start going. So I'm not entirely sure why that is the case, but I'm just gonna unplug now and then we'll get going. So we were there for just about 22 minutes. So not a huge deal. Again, I was there a little bit longer than I think I would typically be at a stop for, but yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. If you're finding any of this content useful, make sure you subscribe or like. Also, if you're looking for a car or a Tesla or what have you, make sure you use my affiliate link or my referral link, or if you're not wanting to use mine, use someone that you know, because they'll get some benefits out of that as well. But full self-driving, what I'm noticing is that every 10 to 15 seconds, it's looking to see if I have sunglasses on. If I don't have sunglasses on, which I actually like the way that it interacts with me better, and I have my sunglasses off, it looks at me and says, am I being attentive? Am I looking at the road? Because it can tell if I'm looking over here, looking over there, looking not at the actual road, and it'll bother me about it all the time. So there's your tidbit of the day. Again, like, subscribe if you like the content. Okay, we're coming to another stop here. It did not precondition, so that's interesting. I'm wondering if the battery is hot enough so that it doesn't need to precondition or anything like that. This is a pretty good spot. There's a McDonald's, a Shiloh Steakhouse, whatever that is, some places to sleep, a few gas stations, and by a few, it's like probably 6 gas stations, 14 stalls, and 7 are currently taken. So it says 20 minutes. We'll see and time it and see how long it takes. Okay, let's recalculate this here. Says it's waiting for me to continue. Currently there are a bunch of cars here, and we're charging at 30 kilowatts, so that's really slow. So hopefully this ramps up a bit. Right now it says estimate charge time is 1 hour and 10 minutes, so that's not great. Trying to space these out, but there's a bunch of people at the pull-in ones. So again, this is what can happen if you are charging with a bunch of people next to you. So we're at 17, so this is going to be a charger limit, not a car limited thing. I think we're going to switch chargers here. We're at 26 kilowatts, so that's really, really slow. It says we need at least probably like 30-35% to get to where we're heading. So yeah, we're going to remedy that because somebody just left, so I think we can use that one. We shouldn't use these pull-in ones because if somebody comes in with a trailer, but I think that's fairly rare that people actually pull in with the trailer. So let's go use that one right there. All right, automatically went up to like 200 kilowatts. So so if you look at these, sometimes look at like the numbers. Usually when it ends up happening is that the lower numbers are ones that were installed here earlier. So sometimes you want to go to the newer ones, so the higher numbers. Sometimes that's the case, sometimes that's not. But again, we're charging at 256 kilowatts currently. So yeah, that happens sometimes. So we're gonna go to the bathroom real quick and then we'll head back. Okay, so it says 8 minutes to continue the trip. I think technically I can get there. Actually probably want to leave sooner rather than later because there is a supercharger that's pretty close here. So we'll probably want to go to that one and charge up a bit there so that it's a quick charge. So I've only been here for like maybe 5-10 minutes. Went to the bathroom, got some snacks, lemonade, and yeah, should be good to go. again, I don't know how fast these guys are charging. I don't know if they care too much, but yeah, it's best to go to the newer ones. These are faster installs, and I think the other one is technically a 150. Or what do they call it? A version 2 charger versus a version 3. So yeah, just for people to know, you can switch around a bit and test it out. Okay, so that charging session was $10.13. I'll calculate everything up at the ends. And it redirected me like it usually does. So it says I'll get there at 5:03 in 2 hours and 18 minutes, 121 miles with 10%. So it'll probably hover between like 8 and 12% based on how fast I'm going and traffic. Basically, the slower that I go, it'll estimate higher percentage. Because the way that electric cars work, it's kind of like inverse of what you typically think. Like most cars, most internal combustion cars that aren't hybrids are basically higher gas mileage on the highway and lower gas mileage in the city. So it's quite the opposite when it comes to the electric cars. It's better efficiency when you're going slower in city, when you're stop and go traffic, and lower efficiency when you're going like 80, 85 miles an hour. We'll get there with like 8 or 9%, and then should stay there for like maybe 10 minutes, get up to like 50 or something like that, and then head over to the Airbnb, which I guess we'll give you a tour of. If I don't give you a tour of it in this video, then watch another video, because I'll certainly give a tour of it. Alright, we got some cool roads to drive on, so shoot some video of this. That's a good view. Oh yeah, gotta like these roads. Where is this taking me? I swear, I was just here. Alright, we are finally here at the supercharger after I went the wrong way a couple times, so that was great. I'll park here and start charging, and then we'll meet up with the guys at the place. I think we can... They're going to pick up some groceries, so I might pick up something here if we can. We're at 7%. Went the wrong way a bit. Sure we start charging, and then we'll go to the bathroom because I need to pee. Looks like it's ramping up well, so we should be good to go. I guess this isn't exactly the worst place to stop. It's kind of like a downtown Rosemont kind of deal. But yeah, they have restrooms here, so I'm gonna go there. Okay, looks like the supercharger ended up ramping up. Because I was under 10%, I think it was a little bit sluggish, but I think they're grabbing some groceries, so I think I should probably grab some too. Apparently there's a Publix across the street, so I guess I'll go there and get some supplies for staying a few days here. But it's a nice background, pretty nice. We're at 51%, we ramped down to 116 kilowatts. We have already put 31 kilowatt hours back into the car, so that's great. I don't know how much I'll need throughout the week or throughout the few days that we've been here. Thus far, it's been around like $45 total just to get us here in terms of supercharging. I think this will get us to around like 60. So yeah, 60 to travel like 500 miles ish, I think it is. So really not that bad. That's kind of like how much you would pay for a couple tanks of gas kind of deal. So yeah, supercharging is more expensive than charging at home. I did start off with 80%, but I should have been at 100%. But yeah, overall, with the exception of like one charging station, that I was there for a little bit longer than I would typically stop at. The trip's been gone well, and it was pretty easy once we went into autopilot and using that. So once you use that, you're kind of just like, let the car drive itself sort of thing. So wasn't so great in some traffic areas. Like it would cause backups, so you would kind of have to like nudge it along. You can also change it to minimum lane changes, and if you do that, then it'll essentially just move into the right lane and not really fuss around with that. It'll take you longer, but I think, you know, if you save like maybe 20 minutes or something like that, some people think it's worth it, some people don't. But it is 5:38. We went the wrong way, so we probably would have gotten here at like 5:12, 5:15ish, but the traffic is just like very strange. There's like one light and a stop sign, and basically you're driving throughout the rest of it, but you stop for a very long time. So it's very strange in Tennessee. But yeah, I'll try to like charge up to like 70-ish%. Right now we're at 57, so we'll see how long it takes to get there. We can actually move this around here. All right, so I moved that down to 70, and we can see it's 5 minutes left. So may change this to like 80 and see what that says. The estimate may not be very good because it won't charge to 102 like at that rate for that long, but we'll see if it does. And if we have to stay here 11 minutes, we'll stay here 11 minutes. That's the last bit here. I again probably will make a separate video. I probably won't make a video for the trip home. I think the overall experience is very similar to a gas car. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your stories. Do you drive a Tesla? Do you drive a different EV using the EA, the Electrify America sessions or other ones, or do you use like an adapter or something like that? Let me know your experience. But this one going from Illinois to Tennessee, the total cost was $75 total for driving here. So yeah, that's all she wrote.